G'day everyone and welcome back to Nat's Knackers Yard. I'll be Nat, this will be my Knackers Yard. I'm back. So I'm back. I was back yesterday but I was kind of dozy and I've got a few bits and pieces done, but now we are back on it and I'm all enthusiastic because I've got lots of bits and I've got a bike to put all those lots of bits on in terms of the 900 Sprint Beast. I've moved the other two boys out of the way just to give me some space. Particularly because I need a flat surface in this, and obviously my driveway is on a slope, and hanging a bike up and taking bits off on a slope is a bit of a hazardous business at the best times. So what am I going to get up to? Well, I've taken off the original bars now for those that and a few people have asked bits and pieces over this. They were obviously they were on the top like so. I'm not going to hit the yoke with them because I'll scratch my paint. I wanted them lower because they were just sat up too high. They are the originals. Now what I couldn't do, in fact let me get the other one because it's easier to show you. I'll get you the left hand side, it'll save me moving around too much. Right, what I was going to do, what they were was like that, and I wanted them lower. Now they can't go underneath because of this rise and slope, and a few people did ask why didn't you just bang them underneath. You know, I'm down there before I even get close to accounting for that slope. There's also no way of securing around the yoke, it's only that bolt, so I'd have to have really long bolts through and up, and that's just a really dodgy way of doing it. One suggestion was to invert them, so flipping back over to the throttle side was to invert them, which I did try and does work, but it takes it too low and you snare the tank and everything between by doing that, which I kind of knew, but frankly it was worth a go. Now I've got my clip-ons, so that's next. First things first though, they have securing holes for the switchgear, so I need to measure each one of those and drill them out onto the bars. Now as I mentioned, I did have a go last night at blocking off the ends with a little bit of JB. It's not really worked. I couldn't get, I only had the liquid, not the putty, but I managed to get a washer in and secure it. Yeah, gash, don't like it. And a few people have suggested expanding bolts, etc. So I'm going to go for the expanding bolts option. But I need to measure those up, drill the hole, get the clips on. Now to do that, I have already taken the brakes off with my new torque kit, which is down there, which is I'm happy with. I'm going to take the wheel off complete and then start getting this together. So there's no point in me filming taking the wheel off. So I'll get the wheel off and then drop you back in as I try and put these clips on. Cool. Right, and there we go, bit of a dry fit first. That's the holes done. Top nap tip, oops, that's the wrong way around, you fucking moron. Top nap tip, make sure you got them in the right way. But also measure each one separately for the holes because they are different on each side. I'll sort that out in a second. But I think we're starting to get there. Right, so I'm going to try and hoik these up. Let me get you on a decent stand. There we go. Now I did have a moment there as to the angle because these are obviously slightly set at an angle. So therefore if you've got the left or the right on, let me just dismantle my good work, hopefully without scratching too much because these ain't exactly top quality. So if you flip them around, you get them going down, which I'm not convinced as to which one's which. To make sure, right, that's the correct one, which has it at a down angle. Now, I don't know which way. Let me have a think and observe, because I actually prefer them like that, down than up. Yeah, I'm going to have them down. 50-50, it's an easy fix if I've got it the wrong way around. Have to think about that. Right, so like that, just like that. so dry fit like that. Right, let's see if I can hoik these up now. One is trickier than the other, if I remember from when I was doing it before, so I'm going to get a flat-headed screwdriver. Excuse the groin shot, everyone. Or enjoy it. Up to you. Just open that pinch a little bit, because that is a bit awks, as the kids say. I don't know, do they say that? A bit awkward. Come on, you swine. There we go. Didn't need that bit. Right, so height-wise, when I had the previous ones on, they were flush onto top, and it felt a little bit ungainly, and people were saying about adjusting them, giving them a go, etc. So I am just going to, I don't want to ruin the geometry too much, but I'm going to take them a little bit higher. Not much, just a tad. Now that's not wanting to go much higher without me pressurising it, so if the bike's decided that, who am I to argue? Right, ditto on the other side. I'll take the bar out this time so it doesn't fall on the floor. It's nice to learn a lesson. Right, I'm just going to measure them off at the top to get them equal. And not just by eye. Now I'll probably need something to compare against. It's probably the best way of doing it. Bit of wood. Wood is good. Wood is always good. Yeah. Bugger me. Did I get that right first time? Not far off. Right, another mil on this side. Just using the flat of my hand to slap the bottom of the bars. This one doesn't appear to be moving, as the actual fork is just absorbing my blow. Right, that's got it. They're both now square. So before anything moves, I'll just weak down the bolts that I've got. Not with that, I won't. Now I do have the manual in here, so I am actually, and usually for me, going to torque them properly. Not right now, but before the end of the day, Nat, remember to torque them properly. But for now, I just want them not to move when I'm arsing about. Right, over tighten those. Just want them tight like a tiger. Right. No, of course it's not going to be the same one, you bellend. Life ain't that good. Right. Alright, just again want these not to move. Now I don't know if these are at the right height. I've always had it in my head that I don't want them too low, so if I just butt them up against the edge of the top yoke bracket, and then I can slide them down excuse me, I can slide them down if needed be. Right. And if I remember correctly, that hole was at the bottom, but obviously I can spin these as much as I like later. Oh, still not completely firing on all cylinders. Me, not the bike. Listen to those birds. Always want to come back from holiday to nice weather. You want it to be shit while you're away so everyone else is getting rain. But it's lovely to come back to nice weather. In fact, I sat out in the garden with my cup of tea this morning, which was very retiree of me. Right. How are we looking angle wise? I'm not sure I like them pointing down. I suppose the best way is probably to sit on it. I don't want to put too much weight on it because it's just on a frame. Whoa. Yeah, no, up would be wrong. Up would definitely be wrong. That would feel very strange indeed. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Right, let's try mounting some shit on it, shall we? What am I doing first? Let's try opposite, then I took it off. Yep. I may well just fast forward you here, because this will be a bit boring to watch, I imagine. And today could be a long video. Quite a lot to do. Right, so a considerable, tripping over shit everywhere. Oh, I've broken that one as well. Got both latches off my kit done. Off my spanner set, socket set, right, that's all those. Right, I think I'm there. There or thereabouts. So, I think that has completely changed the poise of the bike. I'm still on the rear stand. I haven't put the grip on that side yet, on the left side yet. But that is considerably better. I have redone the brakes, change of fluid. I do need to give it a decent bleed because I'm not there yet, but I might just strap it down and leave it overnight. But I'm happy with that. I can get my feet up. Hopefully my rear stand isn't going to give way. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I'm not sure how much you can see. I might have to drag it out at the end of the day to get it done properly. That brake is firming up as I speak, but I'm going to strap it down anyway. Right, I'm going to have a quick tinker to see whether my idea on the indicator light on the top yoke work. Just because it's going to be a bit fiddly. I have ordered new indicators, or new indicators, old indicators, but fresh ones, to replace these fucking horrible things I threw in just because I had them. One's broken anyway. So I'm not going to go for an end state final solution, if you like. In fact, I think just for ease, I might just snip these here. In fact, I'm just going to snip these here and see whether or not they'll work. So I need an earth and a live. So I need a key. Let's try this. I haven't started it for a little while. Lovely. I need the key because I need power. I need to turn the indicator on and see whether or not that works. I'll jump you back in once I've got it at least bodged together. Right, so that's got you nice and close. I've just stripped the edge of the wire. I'm going to replace these, as I said, they're shite, and that one's broken. But I've just stripped it a little bit to see whether or not my idea will even work. I'm bleeding everywhere from that epoxy cut on my finger. Where's that? That strip bit gone? There you go. So, earth and alive. You can see that bottom bit. Come on, focus. Come on, you swine. This is harder to demonstrate than it is to do. Okay. So there's something there which is fine. Right, so I'm going to jam these in. I'll leave them loose for now. Shut up. I'll leave them loose for now and see if I can connect them up. Right, so there we go. That's the first one in. It's taken. I said I had to chip away a little bit of the plastic to get it through, and drove it through with a. Oh, that is a 5mm socket over the top. Power on, indicating left. Again, I'm just going to touch the wires because I'm not doing this properly until I've got the proper indicators. Come on, you swine. There we go. So a bit of a flasher on there, a bit of an idiot light, but a useful one. Right, I'm just going to jam the other one through, and then I'm going to start working on this headlight unit. Right, there we go. That stopped for some reason, I don't know why. So I've got the clocks back on. They're all set. The height and the level of those clocks is set by the nose cone. Because if I try and go any further back, can you see? Yeah, if I try and go any further back, I'm going to start snaring on the reservoirs for the front brake and for the clutch. Yeah, that's bangers. I mean, that was brilliant, but it still has that issue that it can rock back and bounce, which I'm not happy with. So, using Steve's bracket, I'm going to find a way of just effectively. That one doesn't really matter if I'm going up or down. I just want them more secure. It's effectively. Right, my apologies there, a bit of battery death. Shows how long I've been out here, but while I was charging the phone, I've got the mud guard on. That's still knackered, because obviously it's knackered. And I've got the front nose section on. Right, now what I'm going to do now, tidy up the detritus, swap the bikes over, drag this one out so we can actually have a look at how it looks now it's set better, or now it's set better. Now I've got those clip-ons on and the full dressing done at the front end, with the exception of the indicators. Right, let's get tidy. Right, and just before I drag the beast out so we can have a look. Has been my boogie bike for a while, but I was concerned that it wouldn't start. But no, that started fine. Right, happy. Let's drag out Beast and have a look. Right, and there we go. Bike's huffing and puffing away. I spilt brake fluid down the pipes when I was sorting out that front. I still need to bleed that. But the poise of that bike now looks completely different. Let's give you an exercise with somebody sat on it. I suppose that might help. I'm assuming my microphone is still working. I've been going for hours. But I've thrown the bits and pieces back on it. I need to be a little bit careful here because that brake doesn't really work at the moment. But I'm going to need to adjust the tilt of that brake slightly. It's a little bit high. But that is so much nicer. That is so much better. Angle those clamps a tiny bit more. But that looks bangers. Like that, or like that a lot. Really should stop touching down them grubby hands. Happy with that. Happy days. Now, I did start it up and it revved its tits off, and I couldn't work out why, but I trapped the accelerator cable. Happy. Now I think that looks considerably better. Right, that'll do me for the day. I spent hours out here today. I'm probably going to be in trouble when I go inside. But a proper welcome back. Front end sorted. All I need to do now is sort out these indicators when they get here. Tag in the wires. I've just chucked that back on. It works. Doesn't look too bad. I've just stuck it back on the side there. I would have liked the toggle switch. May do it in the future, but that's brilliant. Right, cool. What's next? Indicators, front and rear. Then I think, well, which are due, the front ones are due to arrive in a couple of days. Get them on. Get those back round ones on. That one's just thrown in at the moment. Sort out some sort of bracketing for it. And then I think we're good MOT wise. Sting doesn't want to leave me. Just despite the fact that it starts and sounds great, which was my main concern. Developed a carb leak. Would you believe it? So it all goes well, and then this fucking thing gets me again. And I know exactly where it is. It's on the pipe, one of the two feed pipes in. I've tried doing it on the bike, it's not playing, so I'm going to have to sort that out. I think I've also got an oil leak from when I've removed, well, taken that back off, and I think I might have cocked the gasket up a little bit. I've got some gasket paper. It's just a bit of a pain in the arse, but if I can get those done in the evening in the week, then I could find myself MOT and this at the same time, which would make life easier. But yeah, I think that now looks so much better with the front dropped. I need to bleed the brake properly before I test that theory though, and take it for a ride and see what the geometry is like. Now I've dropped the front forks, you know, literally 5mm, so really not a great deal. But yeah, all good in the hood. Right, welcome back to Nat Smecker's yard, fully functional once more, even if the bikes aren't. Cheers all, I'll catch you later on. Ta-da.